Okay, welcome to part two, probably. I don't know how this is going to play out. But anyway, just want to show some progress. I currently have the roof removed. There was a cover that came with this cart, and it was very brittle and not really usable. And it had been attached mostly with that super heavy-duty Velcro stuff with some massive adhesive, and so I took the roof off to gain access to the strut supports so I can clean some adhesive off. I have removed the old name badge. I have a new one to put on here, but I got to get this adhesive off. I'm trying to goof off. It's not really working. Not really touching it. Moving on, I have completely gutted this. Now, the way the forward reverse switch worked with the resistive network in here, which is all gone, never to return. I'm going to have to rewire this. I plan on reusing it. I've checked with different ones in the forums, various golf cart forums. There's 3 that I belong to, and they're all saying about the same thing. Seriously consider changing this to an electronic version, but the old mechanical one will work. You just have to rewire it. It won't work the same way it came. So anyway, this is completely gutted, and I'm working on it. The corrosion had worked its magic with the lead acid batteries. This front support here. So I coated as a piece of aluminum stock, flat stock, 1/8 inch, and I coated it with some dielectric material, so hopefully we won't get into this whole galvanic response with differential metal, but we'll see. Anyway, I got that bolted in place now just loosely, because when I'm going to put some marine grade plywood down that's also going to be painted with exterior paint, and I'll put that down, and then I will run these bolts also through the plywood, make sure it doesn't go anywhere. And the same is true over here, these 2 areas where I didn't trust them to support batteries, even though the lithium's much lighter. It's just, I don't know how many bumps are going to hit or whatever, so I went ahead and supported those. And for now, I think that's where we're at. Today I'm focusing on body work. Like I said, the cover that came with it had someone had gone through and installed all of the snaps on here. Well, the chances of buying another cover that's going to line up perfectly with the existing snaps. There's one here. I've already taken some out. There's still one here, but I've taken them out over on the other side. And so I'm just removing those, just drilling out. They're riveted in place, so I'm just drilling the rivets out on those, and then I will fill that with some JB Weld body putty stuff, epoxy, and sand that down. And then I will, once I get the adhesive removed, I'll mask all of this off and hit it with some fresh paint. Should be good to go. I got to find some thicker plastic to replace the charge port, because it won't be used anymore. I think that's about all I've got for you this time. Short and sweet. I'll keep you up to speed. Actually some additional information for you. We'll go ahead and throw this into this update. I do have the Curtis controller, the clone, and I've identified how this is going to get wired in. I'll try to, at some point, I will try to include a wiring diagram of how I ended up wiring this thing. Anyway, I bought a more or less generic PBE-6 potentiometer accelerator module, and this has just got the micro switch on it that tells the controller that the accelerator is being pushed, And the problem with this is this had a little circuit board soldered onto it, and it was like a 0 to 5K, actually about a 0 to 9K on one lead that was coming out of this thing, and then there was another little surface mount resistor on there that was taking it up, and it started at about 5K and went on up to something like 12K ohms, and that's an increasing resistance. Well, the way this thing works is we've got to start at 5K, and then as the accelerator is pushed, this will decrease the resistance. So what I did is I removed that little circuit board and tried to work it. I don't know what they put in here. This thing's like a 30K pot, which is a very strange value. But anyway, so I've got a 0 to 5K ohm pot ordered, and that will replace this. It's got the same shaft length and that kind of stuff. So I'll disassemble this, I'll put that in, and then I'll pick the leads that start at 5K and then decrease as this armature, as this, well, lever moves, and we'll put it back together. I hope I'm doing it right. I mean, I could not find a PB6 or similar module that started at 5K and went down from there, and that's what I need for this to make this work. So that's the direction we're heading. I do have the rest of the parts for this thing. I've got the form chargers, the battery chargers in here. There's just a variety of parts, plus the hardware that I've been taking off. I run it through. I don't have a sandblaster, but I have the vibratory tumbler. I've had this thing for years and years, and it finally gave out. Yes, it's a Harbor Freight thing. Down here, this thing got pretty warm and kind of collapsed, and I was letting the abrasive media out through the bottom. So I'll have to. I got a new one of these ordered. But anyway, I ran the hardware all through this, and most of it will get painted. I'll do some hard epoxy type paint, make it look like something when I'm done. Anyway, when I have this assembled working correctly, then I've got these two pieces. These will be mounted on here and will be bolted accordingly. And then I have some stainless steel L brackets that will also essentially mount like this. Actually, it'll be over here because this is pointing down. Once it's mounted, it'll be sitting here, and then this part will attach to the frame. So I've already measured it all out. Looks like it'll work like a champ, and that's the way that's going to mount in there. I'm using the. I should show you. Hang on. Okay, I am reusing the existing accelerator linkage. It's right here. Now this gets very rusty, but it is spring-loaded, and so I put some PB Blaster in there and let it soak for about a day, and then I came back and sprayed a little more in there, and I took a little punch and just tapped on this thing until I got it to actually work. I don't know if it's going to focus or not. But anyway, it is working now, and what that does is allows me to use the original ball joint. This is what comes on this PB6, which is too big. So I took the little ball joint off of the original, the resistive potentiometer network. I just took that off of there, and it installs on here. I had to drill it out to 1/4 inch, but that fits right on there. I've already had it hooked up, and it works great, so should be good to go. And that's it for this time.